one of the big problems that businesses have is the huge amount of legacy software which still exists. Software which exists in literally ancient languages from 50 years ago, which may well be doing useful things, but are very difficult to maintain. So our solution to this legacy code problem is to abstract the code to a specification in UML and OCL, and then to forward engineer to new platforms. What this means is that we can handle multiple input languages and multiple target languages without having to write individual translations between each pair of languages, so that the main work goes into writing an abstraction for different languages. And so far we have 5 source languages ranging from COBOL to C. Here's an example of how that works. Let's say we have a bit of legacy COBOL here, which is incomprehensible. Basically, these perform statements are pretty much the same as a goto. They're a goto and come back. So this is really unstructured code in a way, and it's very difficult to understand, what value is actually displayed here. What we can do is we can abstract that. We can do a reverse engineering. With the AgileUML tools, we read in the COBOL source, abstract it to UML and OCL. That looks like this, and the abstraction creates an operation for each COBOL paragraph, but it actually creates 2 versions, because each paragraph has 2 interpretations. One, the interpretation of the functionality that's encountered when you fall through into the paragraph, and the other, the interpretation of the functionality that's called by perform. So there's 2 interpretations, and therefore we have to have 2 functions for each of these. The functionality is made a bit explicit here by looking at the main function, which now spreads out what the overall functionality is. That then can be translated. We can do things like type check it, analyze its quality, and so on and so on. But in particular, we can generate Java, and we end up with a program in Java where the structure is still comprehensible in terms of the original source. So our functions, our paragraphs from COBOL now become methods in the Java class, and that of course can be compiled and run. So we can compile it and we can run it. We end up with the answer 11.